Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, you sent us something really extraordinary this time. These excerpts describe a discovery back in 2237.
hmm
And it genuinely makes you question pretty much everything. Forget what you thought you knew about our place in the cosmos,
Yeah,
because we're diving into an alien archive that seems to hold, well, all of human history.
that's right. The source material covers this incredible find on Seychat. It's a moon orbiting a rogue planet way out there.
Way out.
And it starts off looking like, just a lifeless rock.
Mm-hmm.
It reveals this secret. It's breathtaking, yes, but also, frankly, deeply unsettling.
An alien library.
An alien library, built by who knows what.
And Seychat, named for the Egyptian goddess of writing, which feels, incredibly appropriate now, doesn't it?
Almost too appropriate, yeah.
So initially this moon, it just seemed like nothing, another cold, dead body in space.
Right. Standard survey stuff, probably.
But the Odyssey the Fourth, its long-range scans picked up something else. Below the surface, complex structured materials. What exactly would signal artificial there?
Well, you'd be looking for patterns that just don't occur naturally. Repeating geometric shapes, maybe. Densities that don't match geology.
Okay.
Think like finding a grid pattern underground or materials that shouldn't be there. It's the non-randomness that flags it.
Yeah.
Like detecting a circuit board versus just a lump of metal ore.
Gotcha. So these anomalies, they triggered a closer look, a landing.
A landing that changed everything, yeah.
And instead of finding, I don't know, alien tech or valuable minerals,
Mhm.
they find this huge underground library
Mm-hmm.
filled with us.
Exactly. Filled with us. Human languages everywhere. English, Mandarin, Arabic, Hindi,
Wow.
Russian, Swahili, ancient tongues we barely understand, even some undeciphered scripts from Earth's own past.
Undeciphered ones, too. That's wild.
It's incredibly comprehensive. And not just text. We're talking films, photos, sculptures, paintings, a whole sensory record of human culture.
Across millennia.
Right? And everyday objects, too. Little things.
Yeah.
A chipped coffee cup, they mentioned.
Yeah.
A Neolithic spear point.
Mhm.
A half-melted Game Boy, of all things.
A Game Boy. Seriously. Okay, so artifacts that should be scattered across time and space on Earth.
Things that seemingly never left Earth. Somehow they're all here.
Yeah.
In this archive.
It's like someone or something was meticulously documenting our entire existence.
Mhm.
But then you get to the part that really, really messes with your head.
Yes. The timeline issue.
The archive apparently contains records of the future.
Yeah. Future events. A Tokyo earthquake dated 2261, that's years after the discovery in 2237.
Right.
A child ending a war in Mozambique even further out. A European virus in 2279.
But how were they presented? Like a neat list?
No, that's the other thing. It's not linear. The source describes it as twisted, braided, overlapping, past, present, future, all interwoven.
Okay, stop. That completely breaks our idea of cause and effect, doesn't it? I mean, if the future is already recorded.
Are our choices real? Yeah, that's the deep, unsettling question at the heart of it.
This braided timeline, it suggests a perspective on time that's just alien to us.
Totally different. Maybe like seeing a whole river at once, all the currents and eddies, not just the bit flowing past you right now.
So the crew you mentioned, Vance, Malik, says Ensign Park, their reactions must have been, well, off the charts.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
The text mentions disbelief, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but also this creepy feeling of being watched.
Dr. Say says something chilling like, it means they were watching us.
Yeah, and Commander Vance follows up with, or they are us, which is somehow even more disturbing.
What other theories could they even grasp at? Could it be like a lost colony, some ancient human group that got out here?
I mean, you'd probably reach for any explanation, right? Even a far-fetched human one might feel safer initially.
Sure.
But the sheer scope of the archive, artifacts in the Stone Age next to, 21st century tech, that quickly points to something else, something observing us for a very, very long time.
Something external.
Okay.
And Dr. T's other idea, that's a warning. Or maybe just a record for whoever comes after us.
That definitely casts a shadow, doesn't it?
Oh,
like maybe our story doesn't end well, and this is the epitaph.
Grim. But then, inside this massive, already baffling library, there's another layer.
Right, the annotations.
Microscopic writing on an old Sanskrit scroll, but not in any known language.
No, completely alien. Described as a fluid, ribbon-like script.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a shift, like you said, not just passive collecting, but instructions.
Direct communication. And the message, translated by Dr. Malik, was what?
The first few lines were, open the eye, see your place among the witnessed, return what was never yours.
The witnessed? Okay. And the eye, what was that?
That led them deeper, below the main library, to this shaft of shimmering energy
Mm-hmm.
and hovering in it. of fear. The eye,
What did it look like?
rippling, like liquid energy, reflecting distorted images of the crew. And the chamber walls around it, covered in more of that alien script, but mixed with human symbols. An ankh, a Celtic knot, a DNA helix.
Wow, a mix. And Commander Vance interacts with it.
She does. The source says she experienced flashes, the entirety of human history, seemingly, and thoughts imprinted directly into her mind.
Like what?
Simple, chilling phrases.
Yeah.
You are observed. You are recorded. You are remembered.
Observed, recorded, remembered. It feels like a collection. A museum, maybe. Not a zoo, but a record.
That seems to be the crew's initial interpretation, too. But among the witnessed, that hints we're not the only ones being recorded, perhaps.
Part of a bigger collection. Okay, so what kind of civilization builds this and manipulates energy like that? Understands time possibly differently.
It implies something incredibly advanced, maybe ancient, with a perspective that's just cosmic in scale. Maybe they see timelines like we see landscapes.
And then it gets personal.
Yeah.
Deeply personal for Commander Vance.
Ah, yes. The file.
Her own file in the
Okay.
archive, detailing her whole life. Private thoughts, even.
Everything. Up to and including future events in her own life.
Which culminates in this absolutely terrifying final line in her file.
Termination event. 27 April 2237, Su 3.19 Standard Time.
That's
Just moments away from when they were reading it.
Oh my God, and what happened?
At 03.18, a minute before the predicted time, a huge moonquake hits. The whole place shakes violently.
Oh.
And right after, the library seals itself. The eye disappears.
Oh.
Gone.
Gone. Timed perfectly.
Perfectly. Or, impossibly. Was it the archive itself? Or did it just know? The crew felt like you knew they were coming. It showed them exactly what it wanted them to see and then shut the door.
So they leave. Odyssey the Feeth returns to Earth with this reality-shattering data. How does Earth even react?
Predictably. Chaos. Fractured reactions. Fear, awe, religious fervor, scientific scrambling.
Goals to destroy it, worship it.
Both. Some wanted to mount an expedition to wipe Seychelles off the map. Others saw it as divine, proof of something greater.
But some argued for just trying to understand it.
Yeah, the cooler heads prevailed, advocating for study, trying to learn who built it, why, what the purpose was.
And Commander Vance, she couldn't just go back to normal, could she?
No. The text says she left the service, profoundly changed, haunted by the feeling of being observed, remembered by the questions.
Constantly wondering, are they still watching? Is everything still being recorded?
Exactly. It fundamentally changes your perspective on everything. Your own life, human history.
Our place in the universe? If we're being recorded like this?
Are we unique or just one entry? The source material ends on that note, the possibility of even bigger archives out there, cataloging countless others.
Making our entire history just a chapter in some vast cosmic library. So, stepping back from the story, what are the big takeaways for you from this deep dive?
I think the biggest one is that potential shift in perspective.
Yeah.
The idea that humanity might be continuously and comprehensively observed and recorded. It forces you to confront that possibility. And the challenge to our linear view of time, that's huge. The idea that past, present, future might not be as separate as we think. It suggests a cosmic interconnectedness, maybe, that we just don't grasp. And ultimately, it forces a kind of humility, doesn't it? Reconsidering our significance.
Definitely humbling. For me, the aha moments are just the sheer audacity of it. A library of us on a random moon. Wow.
Right.
The chilling accuracy or apparent accuracy of those future records, that gives me goosebumps. And yeah, the feeling that our whole story might just be data for something else, something ancient and vast.
It really does make you wonder what else is out there. It sparks that fundamental curiosity, but also turns the lens back on ourselves, being among the witnessed.
Yeah.
It puts our existence in a whole new context.
It does. So for you listening, here's the thought to chew on. If this kind of archive is real, what other absolutely unimaginable stories does the universe hold? And if your own life, your moments big and small, your thoughts, if they were part of that record, what parts of your story would stand out in that endless cosmic library? What would they choose to remember about you?
It's a profound question to consider. What defines significance on that scale?
Something to think about long after this deep dive ends.